This episode of the Wayang Crew Podcast is brought to you by Times Cineplex. Hey guys, it's Kev.
What's up? This is Naz.
I am Tibby.
This is Del.
And y'all know who this is.
And we are
The Wayang Crew.
Oh yeah.
Hey, welcome back everyone to yet another episode of the Wayang Crew Podcast.
Woo!
Hey.
I thought we're not doing the woohoo anymore.
No more? Why?
We haven't done that in a long time.
Well, let's bring it back.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! All right, we're back this week. It's your favorite movie podcast where we talk about all things movies, especially movies that are playing here in Brunei Darussalam. I'm, of course, your host, Kev, and up next, it's my co-host, it's Del.
I'm back.
You're back.
Yes.
It's late.
It's late. It's late.
It's really late.
That's my fault. Sorry about that.
It's fine. We're not pointing fingers, but if we were, it would be your fault.
Yeah. So I might as well own up to it.
Yes. How are you, Del?
I'm good. I'm good. I am watching Clone Wars, so yeah, I'm good.
That's all is good, isn't it?
Yep.
All right. Up next is the other co-host of the Wayang Crew Podcast. It's Khai.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to be here, as always.
The machine is back.
I am very sorry for being late today.
You've just had an expo. You just came from an expo.
I still have my tag on.
You still have your tag, which is very obvious. It was like a 4-day expo.
Yeah, so tomorrow's day 4. Actually, I don't even know if I should plug it, but I'm selling Android TV boxes for my friend.
Nice.
Yeah.
How
Should
much?
I get it?
Okay, so what kind of Wi-Fi are you using?
Limited one.
Are you paying more than $70 a month?
70?
Are you paying more
70?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I would honestly recommend it.
Really?
Okay.
Not just because I'm selling it.
I always run out of data.
So what do you do with your data? Do you download a lot?
Yeah.
You won't have to anymore.
Oh, no. I stream a lot. YouTube channels.
Well, this is like streaming as well. It's an
Yeah.
Android box. So
I have a version that's 2 versions before this. I got it from the same guy.
okay.
And my parents are using it and they love it. And then I saw this version and I've been blown away what it's capable of doing.
Okay.
Huh,
So
okay.
you're one of those real cord cutter guys. Like cutting the cords on, you don't use cable, you don't use...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw this version and I got a bit upset. Like, hey, why'd you give me the less impressive one? So I'm bringing mine tomorrow and he's going to upgrade it.
All right. So that's our 2 co-hosts for today. Today we're talking about Christopher Robin.
Which
Which is the, from what I can tell, the Winnie the Pooh movie.
yes, it's
with Ewan McGregor.
yes.
All right.
So, are we doing news?
Yeah, we are doing news. Yeah.
Okay, so essentially, Christopher Robin is the inspiration behind the writer A.M. Milne's Winnie the Pooh characters, because he had a lot of stuffed animals as a kid, and he basically named them, and the father took inspiration from that and wrote the children's stories.
Which we all know and love as Winnie the Pooh and the gang.
Yeah, I've never watched them before.
All right.
I'm a bit confused. I thought we were doing news first.
We are.
Yeah, but we're just briefing.
So we're giving a summary.
Yeah.
Because you asked, are we doing news? And he said yes. And you were like, okay, so Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
Okay, before we get to the news, I just want to congratulate once again our winner for the Ant-Man and the Wasp Goodie Giveaway Quiz, who is Braden K. Moore.
Woo!
Congrats,
from
Braden.
Delaware in the U.S. He contacted me and gave me his address, so we will be posting out the goodies to you. It might take a while, but we'll get there, and do let us know when you get the items. Sooner. Well, not sooner. Probably later.
Yeah, give us like 12 months or something.
Whoa, that's a long time.
We don't know how long it'll take. I don't think anyone has ever sent anything out from here to US.
Brunei to the U.S.
Yeah.
I've sent as far as Canada.
Yeah. So that's like
It's
North
not US.
America. I'm sure
I
it'll
don't
get
know,
there.
like...
Anyway, let's get to the news. Of course, Dave Bautista, which is someone who has been in the news for the last couple of weeks because he has been not happy with Disney over their decision to fire James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy. He has responded to Disney's decision, which they've made very adamant, not to rehire James Gunn. Now, this is because of an announcement that Disney has made. They said something along the lines of, we appreciate that a lot of the fans are very passionate about this and so, but we are sticking by it. We can't.
So they released an official statement.
They didn't release an official statement per se. It was more of like through the grapevine kind of thing.
So they're sticking to their guns.
Yeah, they are. Nice
Oof.
one. James Guns.
Oof.
Dave Bautista reacted with a tweet. He says, "Thanks at Disney, making America great again."
Batista's just savage right now.
Yeah, he's just savage. He's unhappy. Let's hope he, finds some happiness in the franchise now that James Gunn's not around. Here's some good news for you guys. We all are sort of still reeling from that snap at the end of Avengers Infinity War, where half of the Avengers are gone and half of the universe is turned to dust. Some of you might have been wondering what happened to Thor's ex-roommate from that little short that he had.
Darryl.
Apparently, Darryl survived the snap.
Yeah.
And this is because
Lucky Darryl.
Yeah, this is because of a little tweet that Darryl sort of sent out telling Thor like a belated happy birthday. It's like, I'm really sorry. It's been crazy around here. As you know, half of work didn't come in. So yeah, I guess we can find some comfort knowing that Darryl is still out there. Let's move it along. Peyton Reed, who is the director for Ant-Man and the Wasp, he says that he won't rule out time travel theory for Avengers 4. Now, he was asked in an interview whether or not some of the leaked set photos of Avengers 4 with Cap in his first Avenger, not first Avenger, the first Avengers movie suit, and there was like an older looking Tony Stark, and he was asked, is that like a time travel thing? And he says, well, I'm not saying no.
I'm not saying yes either.
I'm not saying yes either, but he's not ruling it out.
Yeah, I guess that's the correct
That's
answer.
literally like asking, that's like asking a DC director right now, hey, are they gonna make more DC movies? And he's gonna say, I'm not gonna say no. It's like such a non-answer, Peyton. But we're so disappointed.
I mean, who asked him this question is the person that needs to be, checked.
The person who cannot deduce based on pictures that there could be time travel. It's like, it looks like time travel, probably isn't.
And you don't ask Peyton Reed. He's not involved.
I think he would sort of know.
Yeah. I'm sure all directors are in the loop, right?
Really?
Yeah, they have like a WhatsApp group chat. Like,
Sure.
Anyone excited for the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie that's coming out at the end of this year?
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'm indifferent, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, says the guy who doesn't really watch cartoons.
What does that even mean?
He does watch cartoons.
I do. I just don't react emotionally like
No,
you, Del.
He watches BoJack Horseman. He watches Bob's Burgers.
No, the animated movies.
Animated
movies. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess.
All right. Anyway, we did talk.
I'm not contesting it. Notice how I'm not contesting.
We've talked about Nicolas Cage and how he's involved in this movie. He will be providing the voice for Spider-Man Noir.
Yep.
Now, he says that his character, Spider-Man Noir, he's finding inspiration with Humphrey Bogart.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Yeah, from Casablanca.
Yes, I'm Peter Parker, say.
The year is 1945, say.
We're all gonna go crazy in here. Nah, Nichloas, I'm not buying it.
Really?
What? He done such a great job with
Teen
With
Titans
what?
Go?
no with
what?
Ghost Rider?
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
In Kick-Ass, the first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I got the feels.
The father of Hit Girl.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay, but he's providing the voice for this, and
Because when he used the original Batman for Big Daddy, and then that worked well. So I don't see why this wouldn't.
I just think as a society we are beyond Nicolas Cage's sphere. You know what I mean? Like he orbits differently from us.
Sure.
I just think that's it.
Sure.
I think we don't get the guy.
he's just out there.
He's probably like this futile humans, like they don't get me.
Yeah. He's too advanced for his time.
He's so out there, man.
I'm gonna name my son Kal-El.
Yeah. We should have known. We should have known right then that he's from not here. He's not from Earth.
All right.
Yeah.
Are any of you having any aspirations to become superheroes? Yes. No.
The world's beyond saving.
I already
World's
am.
beyond saving. Apparently, Deadpool is accepting applications for X-Force. Now, this is a publicity stunt, of course, coinciding with the release of the digital and Blu-ray copies of Deadpool 2. The official Deadpool account, like Deadpool himself, sent out a tweet, which was a link to a webpage where you filled out an official X-Force application form. It was kind of fun. I filled it up just for fun.
So this whole thing was Kevin building up a confession about something he did in case we discovered it.
Right from the beginning when we started off with the first news.
He was just like, I gotta sag into it.
I gotta work this in, the news.
So essentially,
What would you win from filling up this form?
Nothing really.
Nothing?
Yeah,
he
it's just-
says, still hoping he wins something.
Anyway, moving it along, Mark Hamill, who is in the
love
news,
this guy.
who is in the news this week. Literally, you have a photo with him.
Yeah, I do.
He says that he once told Arnold Schwarzenegger to ditch his accent and his last name.
Yeah. This was on Twitter, yeah.
This is on Twitter. Mark Hamill actually tweeted out saying that I have a confession sort of many years ago. I told Arnold Schwarzenegger, dude, if you want to make it big in Hollywood, you need to lose the accent and you need to change your name because, it's too hard to say Schwarzenegger. And he became the biggest action movie star in the world.
He really did.
He really did.
It's
So what
funny.
What does Mark Hamill know?
It's so funny.
Look at me now.
Look at me now. Look at me. What do you know about the Falls?
Get to the chopper.
You probably call it the X-Wing.
Where are you now, Luke?
Why'd you go to the island?
All right, we have to stop this.
I can go on all night.
Anyway, more Mark Hamill news. Mark Hamill says that he holds out hope that Luke Skywalker found love before he passed away in episode 8.
I don't think he did. He was super upset.
No? Really?
Yeah.
This is in response to a tweet. Like, someone actually at Mark Hamill and said that, why do you think Luke never found love? I know that the Knights of Ren greatly impacted him, but Luke is a good soul. And Mark Hamill tweeted, maybe he did between episode 6 and 7. Many untold stories there.
Trolling.
I would imagine Luke's the kind of character that fell in love with someone but just walked away.
But
That seems to be a pattern of behavior, walking away from things.
Because of the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
Okay.
it started with Yoda though, walking away.
He went to a whole another planet
He did.
called Dagobah.
Yeah.
That's how it all started.
And he lived alone.
But I like how the Clone Wars included Dagobah in a lot of Yoda's premonitions. And I thought that was very smartly done. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. I just want
I don't know.
Yeah.
No, it's late. It's late. We have to emphasize that it is late.
It's really late in Brunei.
It's late in Brunei, and this is a late night recording session. A late night recording session.
Basically,
late night with-
basically we're giving James Corden a run for his cash.
There you go. Ewan McGregor, who is also attached to the Star Wars franchise, he insists that there are no plans for his return as Obi-Wan. Do you buy this?
Next year at Star Wars Celebration, when he pops up announcing the Obi-Wan movie, I will throw a tomato at him.
You will say, liar!
Then I'll-
Really? Not I told you so?
Nah, actually, I think I'll just cry.
You should just scream at him, you were the chosen one.
He would literally be on the high ground because he'd be on a stage.
That is true.
Yeah.
I have the high ground.
Yeah.
All right. Last week we talked about how Idris Elba could probably be the next James Bond. Now, Idris Elba is not helping to stem those rumors because he's sort of hinting that he might be. I don't know. He recently posted up a photo of himself with the caption, "My name is Elba, Idris Elba." This is, of course, causing a lot of backlash with the fans. And
Backlash.
yeah, there are some very vocal, I would say, people out there who have made video responses to Idris Elba. Idris Elba, you have to listen. James Bond is a white character.
Oh my gosh, this is still going on.
I saw some of these videos, and I was a bit sort of like, "Ooh, this is."
I don't understand anything anymore.
You don't.
I know Nicolas Cage trying to be Humphrey Bogart, people dissing Idris Elba. I don't get it anymore.
Here's something that might sort of prove all these haters wrong. There was a poll that was put out by a certain magazine in the UK asking them to pick from a list of people who they thought would be the next James Bond. Now, this list included people like Idris Elba, Tom Hiddleston, Adrian Turner, and Tom Hardy, who are all in this list.
Okay.
So the results, 26% voted for Idris Elba as the next man to wear the famous suit and tie, while Tom Hardy garnered a respectable 22%. Tom Hiddleston, which was once rumored to be, like the next frontrunner to be James Bond, he was third with 11%, and Adrian Turner and James Norton rounded up the top 5 with 5% each. So it seems like the general public or whoever they were polling were okay with Idris Elba as like the next James Bond.
Only because Henry Cavill's name is not there.
That's I literally was gonna go like, if Henry Cavill's name was there would be a big fallout in this poll.
No, I'm all for Idris Elba.
Yeah, me too.
It's time for a change.
I am actually, I'm about to make a confession. I am done with that franchise.
You're done.
I'm done. I don't care who.
At all.
I never started.
I was really into Casino Royale, that new the reboot of this. I loved that movie.
Like a more tough, gritty.
So well
Bond.
done,
Yeah.
really tense, and then
Sure.
it just became a pile of rubbish. after that. And with Spectre, I was done. I was like, yep, we're done.
I was unexpected. I was like, I don't know where this is going. Anyway, Disney, they have put in a lot of money for this next movie that's coming up. It's Mulan, and it has kicked off production with its first photo. Did you guys see the photo?
Yeah, I did.
It was just a Chinese actress with the sword and...
Kevin's Chinese.
Yes.
For those listeners. But I just found out something mind-blowing about this new Mulan movie.
Which is?
That it's not a musical.
It's not?
No, there's no songs.
Are you sure?
100%.
I'm not missing it because none of the songs really caught on.
Because
From the original.
because the director of the movie...
Wait, you've seen?
She put up a photo on Instagram.
With reflections.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then everybody spammed that picture with comments like, please, why isn't it a musical? Why isn't it a musical? So it's a traditional...
That's why it was taken down.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And so apparently it's a traditional movie that kind of pays homage to the culture of Chinese
So
cinema.
the story. It's more about the story,
Yeah,
not really
so-
the Disney franchise that we know, not the cartoon.
No songs.
I was hoping to see like a live action Mushu.
Same reason why Aladdin doesn't have Iago or Raja. And Abu. The animals are getting cut.
All of them.
Yeah.
But they did such a great job with the Jungle Book.
I think it's because they were integral to the story.
I think Jungle Book, you have to have animals.
Yeah.
What is Jungle Book without animals?
Just jungle.
Yes.
Wait, there's still a book.
The songs in Mulan, only one song is really popular.
I think everybody knows which song.
Reflections.
So yeah, it doesn't matter. That's why I think it's a good idea not to make it a musical.
You think that the music from the original cartoon would make up maybe the score?
I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
sure.
Like you would have like a small homage to the animated film by just having the music in there as a score, maybe to set the tone.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yep.
All right. Last week we mentioned that Warner Brothers is reportedly getting a Supergirl movie together.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're sort of thinking about putting on a Supergirl movie, and they apparently want a female director for the Supergirl.
You said Supergirl.
Yeah, okay, Supergirl movie. It's really late, guys. It's really late. I think this is the right thing that they're doing because they're sort of banking on the success that they've had with Patty Jenkins as a director for Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 1984, which is coming out next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So far, DC is the one that's got that one in their corner, like a female director with a female lead.
Yeah, getting more progressive, getting female directors in to helm a movie about a female character. I think it's a right decision choice.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong there. I know Khai is a big fan of Christopher Nolan and his movie Inception.
Yes.
All right. It's always been sort of a disputed thing among people who've watched the movie about the ending of Inception. Is he still in the dream? Is he out of it? Is it reality? Michael Cain. I am Michael Cain.
It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Michael Cain has stepped in and he has definitively given an answer about the ending. Now, he was asked at a summer film festival, and he says, I quote, "When I got the script for Inception, I was a bit puzzled by it, and I said to Nolan, I don't understand where the dream is. I said, where is the dream and where is reality? He said, well, when you're in this scene, it's reality."
Nice.
So, at the end of Inception, we see Michael Cain
Going to the kids.
and he points to Hobbs's
Children. Yeah.
Cobbs's children.
Hob.
Yeah. Is it Hobbs?
Hob.
Yeah.
Cobb is
Cobol is the company.
Fast and Furious.
Got it. So Hobbs's children.
Cobb?
Yeah.
He
Cobb.
points
No.
Cobb.
No, it's Hob.
Hob.
Cobb.
Cobb.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he points at Cobbs's children, and I guess it's the happy ending
Yeah.
for Leonardo DiCaprio's character.
The only problem is Michael Caine is not Christopher Nolan.
But then he said Christopher Nolan told him.
He said, she said.
No, but you see, there's been 3 visual cues actually. The first one is the wedding ring.
Yes.
Okay. The second one is that we never saw the kids' faces until then.
At the end of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Their faces were always, covered up or, they were blurry.
And then the third one is that when the top is spinning,
It sort of...
it wobbles a bit.
wobbles a
Oh,
little bit.
please.
No,
not
but
the top.
But it's never wobbled in any other scene.
That's true.
It's not wobbled
Because
even a
the
bit.
camera was never on it that long.
It was. When he first explains the totems, it never wobbled. It just went on and on and on.
You see, this is the thing. Even if someone in the movie sort of sheds some light on this hotly debated topic, People still don't buy it, like Dell.
Yeah, I like to leave it like unknown.
Why?
I'll stick it to that. Because
Christopher Nolan, by the way, himself has also gone on record to explain the ending.
did he?
And so did Michael Khai.
Yeah.
Anyway, Neil Blomkamp, someone who is going to reboot the RoboCop franchise, something we've talked about on the show. He responded to a tweet by a fan saying, "Who would you want to play RoboCop in the reboot?" And he says, "I want Peter Weller back."
Yeah, I kind of expected that.
Wasn't
How
this
is
something?
Peter Weller
Wasn't this
these
something we
days?
talked about?
Yeah, I feel like it's confirmed, no? Or have they... Oh, wow. They could have... I'm so used to Peter Weller as RoboCop that when I read the news, I immediately thought, oh, I hope Peter Weller's up for it. Because
Yeah.
I just can't see anybody else doing it.
I think he is up for it because wasn't he in like a Star Trek movie a couple of years ago?
Yeah, he was in Into Darkness.
Yeah.
But we
Was he?
didn't call him Murphy.
No. And
Yeah.
he didn't say, "Come quietly or there will be trouble."
Your move, creep. Yeah, I just assumed it would be Peter Weller.
But his age might show a little bit, wouldn't it? I mean, considering that he's going to be in a suit, so we won't see the body.
Yeah, so I'm guessing they're going to CGI it, right?
And
So it's just like Tony Stark in the Iron Man suit.
yeah.
RDJ's face only.
Yeah. I can see it. I mean, I really
do,
cannot
it
see
could do.
anybody else doing it.
I mean,
Okay.
it doesn't matter because his whole body will be covered up.
I guess so. So that's something we all want to see, like a rebooted RoboCop. Well, not really a reboot. They're going to disregard 2, 3, and 4, I think, and then
2, 3...
There's 2,
No, no.
3, and 4.
There's 4 to 7.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Prime Directives.
I think they were TV movies.
Oh,
They really were.
And then they also had a TV series.
They did, yeah.
Yeah, and it was
TV
really
series.
bad. Anyway, that's something we want to see, a RoboCop reboot. Here's something I don't know if I want to see. Now, Paul Walker, who very tragically passed away during the production of Fast and Furious 7, that's when the crew had to engage with their brothers to bring the character back to life, and they CG'd on his face to their body.
Yeah.
His brothers have said that they're open to bringing back his Fast and Furious character for future movies.
Oh no.
I don't think they should. They already
I
gave
really
him.
no. It
Yeah.
was a good farewell.
They gave him that farewell in Fast and Furious 7. At the end, he and Dom sort of, drove in different ways, and, he rode off into the sunset. I think that's a done deal.
Yeah, I really don't know why they would. Yeah, no.
Just
no,
leave it.
it's the two brothers who said they are open, but no, I don't think anyone has approached them. for it.
Yeah, maybe if it was like for a flashback scene.
No,
No?
No.
What for?
Maybe if it was like a phone call scene.
No.
What phone call? Just hear his voice then.
Nah, I feel like Brian should not reappear in this franchise, and I think
Yeah.
the franchise should just stop.
Yeah, it should
True,
stop.
true.
Take it from us.
Once they go to space, Brian will be left behind.
Oh, what if he is in space?
And Tom Cruise is there shooting Mission Impossible 7.
Yes. Speaking of space, this next director, Michael Bay, has, sort of shot a lot of space movies. Armageddon and, I would include the Transformers franchise in there as well.
Yeah.
We talked about him last week because we saw a first shot of the Dora the Explorer movie. Michael Bay's production house has actually come out and said that Michael Bay is not producing the Dora the Explorer movie.
Really?
Yes.
That is strange.
No one is really sure where this started from, but apparently it was from an article from October of last year where they cited that he was attached to the project as a producer.
Yep.
So that sort of snowballed, and here we are in 2018. It's now August, so 10 months have gone by, and everyone has it in their head that Michael Bay is producing this Dora the Explorer movie.
Or 10 months has gone by and he has done nothing, so they decided to take his name out.
Maybe. Or maybe his pitch was sort of really shot down. It's like, alright, so there's gonna be an explosion.
But producers don't pitch though.
No, they just signed their name on it.
Sign a name on it and they make things happen apparently.
Yeah, if a director I don't care about for a movie I don't care about, like...
I'm sort of sad with this news. I maybe wanted to see what a Michael Bay produced Dora the Explorer movie would look like. Would it look kind of like the Ninja Turtles franchise as we know it? Because he's a producer in that franchise as well.
The one that died after the second film?
Yeah.
I watched that second one and I thought it was
It was the worst movie
It
of
was
that year.
it was really bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so bad. The first one was worse.
No,
I actually prefer the first one.
first
Really?
one was better,
Yeah.
but
they
that's not saying much.
They look so roided up and they were just too big.
There was one redeeming scene in that first one in the elevator when it's super tense before they see Shredder. Yeah, when they start dropping the beat, and I thought,
Okay.
that's funny.
You thought that was Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's funny.
Okay. The Dark Universe.
No way. What's happening? Is it back?
Well, Universal sort of pulled the plug on this. Unofficially.
Yeah.
Alright? Because of how The Mummy performed.
Yeah.
Jason Blum from Blumhouse.
Yeah.
Give it to him.
He says he's interested in reviving the Dark Universe.
He should.
He would do a great job.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Speaking of Blumhouse, I just watched Upgrade, which we'll be talking about later on a little bit in the show.
Right.
And I thought it was good. I did not know it was a Blumhouse Productions thing.
Nice.
It was a really good movie. I recommend that you catch it. It's already out on Blu-ray and digital, so get it. Anyway, so that's the news this week on the Wayang Crew Podcast.
Nice.
You want to get in touch with us here on the show, you can do so via our contact links down below, which brings us to our next bit of the show where Khai and Del will be giving you a very quick review of Christopher Robin.
Oh, that's our cue, right?
Yeah. No, I've been thinking about it. So I've watched another Christopher Robin before this one, Goodbye Christopher Robin, starring Margot Robbie and Donald Gleason. I like to think it's very factual to what happened behind the scenes with A. Milne and his son, and it was kind of sad because the Christopher Robin growing up couldn't shake off the torment of having been the kid in those stories, and
okay.
he wanted to go with a different name. So I was a bit surprised that in this movie that the books were never written. Like, it's a bit different from, I guess, history, and it opens with him kind of having his last the last day with the dolls that he had, and then he was having fun, and we next see him as Ewan McGregor, who's very jaded and kind of just not really the same person, and obviously the characters are able to help him find his innocence again, and he's married, he's got a kid, and he's too much invested in his work, and they kind of remind him of a brighter side to life. So that's kind of like the gist of it. This is gonna be a spoiler review.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
Spoiler review. I have never seen a Pooh story before this. This is my first time seeing them, and I absolutely love this movie because it's I've said it before. It's a genre that's not been around for a while. Dolls coming back to life. Kind of. It's very innocent at its heart.
This movie is essentially a story about a return to innocence.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that song.
What song?
Return to Innocence.
Okay, Del.
Carry on.
Oh yeah. It's late, guys. It's late.
I genuinely liked it, and it had everything I wanted. And Ewan McGregor. Obviously, I really genuinely thought for a while he was acting with these animals. Like, I thought they were real, and it says so much about him as an actor to be able to perform with essentially what I think behind the scenes were nothing.
Or maybe
he had a lot of practice with the trilogy, the Star Wars trilogy.
Oh, snaps!
Yeah.
And obviously, there's some really good music. The score was really well done, and then there's some really tugs at your heartstring moments, and it was not light on comedy. And there are some themes that I didn't think I would see in a Disney movie, like a marriage falling apart, etc., etc. So I thought, this was really well done, and obviously the shots are really well done as well. So I can't recommend it enough. But obviously Del is now about to turn the tide.
Let me be the voice of reason,
the voice of cynicism.
First time I told Khai this. First time I encountered Winnie the Pooh characters and the 100 Acre Wood was when I was playing Kingdom Hearts. That's the only time, because I never watched it on TV. I've never been a fan of it, and playing the game, I had to go through this part of the game, so I had to go through all these quests with Winnie the Pooh. And still watching this, I still don't like the character Winnie the Pooh. I don't like the way he thinks. The way that the logic behind Winnie the Pooh. Like, even the name. What is Winnie the Pooh? What is the Pooh, and why is this male animal named Winnie a female name? So I've never been able to reconcile with that. And the way that Winnie talks, like, to get there, I have to walk from here and have to leave here to get there. Something like that. It's just, I'm more with Ewan McGregor's character, the adult version.
Okay.
And I'm more with like how work is important, and you can't really leave work, or you can't really, you have to sacrifice certain parts of your private life for work.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's always there. So, and then Winnie comes in and kind of trashes his home and brought him or forced him to get away from work, and I couldn't understand that.
Wait, I'm a bit confused now. Winnie the Pooh in this movie is an actual character or a figment of his imagination?
He's an actual character.
We'll never know.
No, because other people could see him.
Yeah, well, that's one. And the second thing is, you just mentioned that Winnie trashed his home.
Yeah. He's a physical thing. He's an actual
He trashes because of honey. He would do anything to get honey. And if the honey is like on a ceiling, he'll find ways to climb up there and then destroy everything in its path.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's very annoying, this character. It's very annoying, irritating, and illogical.
Okay, so
But-
we have two very contrasting views of this movie. We have Khai, who says that this movie is such a great movie, he can't recommend it enough, and it's a return to innocence. And we have Del,
I'm
who's
just
saying
saying-
that Winnie the Pooh is the most annoying character,
Almost like Mr. Bean.
almost like Mr. Bean.
Because he's a menace to society. When he's out on the
This is-
road,
So I didn't have to say anything. Dell just shot himself in the foot and lost credibility.
I don't like Mr. Bean. So I like Johnny English. I don't mind Rowan Atkinson, but it's just Mr. Bean, the character. When he's on the streets driving the car and whatnot, you see everything around him goes into chaos. So, okay, back to the movie. There are parts that I like. The shots were great. The CGI, not that great, I thought. But the character Eeyore is one of my, I think, a revelation in a children's story. Because this character is suicidal. It's dark. And it's hilarious how it's still in a,
Wait,
it made its way into a children's
Eeyore
story.
is a depressed.
Yes.
Yeah, but
very
it's
depressed.
very the character is like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
so-
he has no will to live. Like
He first time Ewan McGregor met him was when he was floating down a river and going down a waterfall or so he thought, and he's like, no, it's okay, don't save me, I want to do this.
Okay, because I saw the marketing material for this. I saw the trailers. I saw a couple of the interview type trailers where you had Ewan McGregor sitting on the
Right,
chair
yeah.
getting interviewed, and then Winnie the Pooh texts him and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have to reply Winnie." It's like, "Not right now, Winnie." And I thought that was kind of cute, but now that you're mentioning that there are some real world, I would have to say mental illness issues.
But even in the
Afflicting-
cartoon, I think Eeyore is this character. Even in back in the...
There's a very famous theory that a lot of the characters in the 100 Acre Wood each represent a form of
Mental illness.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
a side of the author.
Oh, yeah, maybe that.
Yeah, Pooh apparently has ADHD.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, so it's apparently intentional.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's just stuff I've read online.
Okay. Regardless of what either of you have said, we have one that is overwhelmingly positive and dealt with, the whole, I don't like the whole bumbling idiot on the screen thing. Would you recommend this movie?
I would, yes.
You would, Del?
Sure.
All right. The ratings?
I give it 6 pots of honey.
6 pots of honey.
I would give it 8 acres out of 100 Acre Wood.
8 acres out
Out
of
of a
100.
10.
It's late. It
Kai
is
just shot
late.
himself in the foot.
Yeah. Oh, I just want honey.
All right, so that's our review of Christopher Robin. Unfortunately, I have not watched it. I probably will, judging on what Kai has said, but then walking in there now with the whole cynicism that Del has passed on to me, I don't know if I'll enjoy it as much as Kai, but we'll see, all
I
right?
think you would if you like Mr. Bean.
We shall see. Anyway, that brings us to our last bit of the show, which is...
Oi, apa liat-liat? Apa liat-liat? Hoi, 看什么看? Apa liat-liat?
Apa liat-liat?
那看什么看？
Apa liat-liat? See what see? 笑了.
Yep, it's called Apa Liat Liat, and we haven't done this for a couple of weeks. It's essentially what else we've been watching besides Christopher Robin. Let's go with Del. Apa Liat Liat. See what?
So I've been I just saw yesterday this interview with Ashley Eckstein, who is of course the voice of Ahsoka Tano in Star Wars Rebels as well as Clone Wars. And then the way that she talked about how she got the role kind of inspired me, I guess, to go back to the Star Wars
Lore.
universe
Yeah.
lore again. Not that I've really ever left, but then I went back to watch The Last Jedi, and that first 10 minutes in space was so good. And then I thought the movie started to grow on me. Like, I started to accept a lot of things. Right up until the end, where this very illogical way of presenting how Rose used that vehicle to bump Finn off of the track where he was, going
On
to...
crate, yeah.
Yeah, going to destroy that battering ram of a machine.
That sonic battering ram.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hate that scene so much because she was on her way back. He was going straight forward. There is no way she could make a U-turn and come back from the side 90 degrees to knock him off course. It is ridiculous storytelling. I hate it so much. But
I have an explanation.
Okay.
The power of love.
rubbish.
Rubbish.
But the story itself.
So you sat in 2 hours and 22 minutes, and then you went, "No, this is the point. I don't like it."
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I have a confession to make. I have The Last Jedi on Blu-ray, and I've watched the opening scene that you mentioned.
Yep.
The whole Star Destroyer and Dreadnought destroying scene, which is about the first 10 to 12 minutes of the movie. I've watched that many, many times, and then I turn it off. Because I cannot for the life of me sit there and just watch it and go, I have to believe this is good. Because the fact of it is that it's not.
The story itself has grown on me, and the acting and all that, everything is good. It's just the way the story ended. But then I've come to accept it. It's just that scene and the porks. Every time the porks come up, I say rubbish.
You get annoyed.
Yes, they are irritating creatures that should not be there.
So cute things annoy you.
No,
It's a pattern, I tell you.
you too like the porks?
No,
It's not that
but
we like
we love poo.
Yeah, but then it shows that it's not a pattern.
Okay. All right, Khai. Apa lihat Khai?
I have recently gone down the rabbit hole and started my The Office yearly watch again.
Whoa. The whole
Yearly?
the entire series?
Yeah, so for the last 7 years, I've watched The Office once a year. The whole thing,
Wow.
season 1 to 9.
The US or UK?
US.
Okay.
Steve
Carell and-
yeah. And it's like one of my absolute favorite shows. So I just started this year's version. So I am at season 2 now.
All right.
7 more seasons to go.
Happy Office watching to you.
Thank you.
All right. Which brings it to me, and I have had a very interesting weekend. I watched a couple of movies for the first time, and I really enjoyed myself. I mentioned this earlier on in the show. I watched Upgrade, which is like this super action-packed movie with what I can only describe as a discount Tom Hardy, because he kind of looks like Tom Hardy. If you don't know what it is, it's a story of a guy who loses his wife in a tragic accident, and he becomes a quadriplegic, meaning he's paralyzed from the neck down. And then this guy who owns a tech company comes in and says that I could put this chip in you, and it would give you your life back. You could walk again, you can become mobile and do all the things that you love doing. But then he doesn't know, but the chip can control his body, and it needs his permission to hand over so the chip can control, and he does all this crazy flips and kung fu stuff because he's on a warpath to find out who killed his wife, which was not an accident. It was sort of planned. Although the cops are, trying to do their best, he goes on this one-man mission. So it's essentially a cyborg, I guess, or a cyborg-enhanced man with a little chip controlling his body, and chaos ensues. And I have to say, it was a really good movie from Blumhouse.
Nice.
Really, really good movie.
Sounds like paraplegic John Wick.
Yes, kind of.
That's a new genre, isn't it? Someone's wife dies. They go on the warpath.
And they go on a warpath.
I think this
Yeah.
has been done a lot of times.
I also watched Tag, which Del watched a couple of months ago, I think.
No, I haven't.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
Okay, someone watched Tag. I can't remember who. So
Not
it wasn't
Khai?
you. Was it
Khai
you,
watched
Khai?
Tag?
No, I didn't watch Tag.
Oh, Tag.
I watched Blockers.
Oh, you watched
That
Blockers.
was the movie we talked
Okay.
about, yeah.
All right, you watched Blockers. I watched Tag because it's also out on digital and Blu-ray. And it stars Jeremy Renner. And this was the movie that Jeremy Renner had to shoot with his arms broken. And he had to paint the castings green so that they could give him CG arms. And I watched the movie. I couldn't tell.
Right.
It's a
So
really good...
you say it's better than the mustache?
I was gonna go there.
It's much better than The Mustache because I couldn't tell. If you don't know what Tag is, it's a story of a group of friends, and this is based on a true story. They have played tag for like the better part of 23 years, and it became a reason for them to stay in each other's lives because every year, the whole month of May, that was tag season. So the story got picked up by, I think, the New York Post, where a reporter was very interested in this group of friends who were playing tag for 23 years. And, they kept upping the ante, like they were hiding in bushes and they would pretend to be like the golf course caddy to tag that friend who hadn't been tagged yet. But yeah, it's a good movie and you should check it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
I that's been on my watch list for a while.
Yeah, so there you go. That's Apa Liat Liat. That's what we've been watching this week. And do check us out next week where we will be maybe giving you a review of Crazy Rich Asians, which is showing here in Brunei.
Yeah, I think it's playing in a couple of days.
Yeah, it's playing in a couple of days. So it's something I want to check out because the reviewers have been saying that it's, what was it, a genre-defining movie, and it's
I don't know about that. Let's see lah.
Let's see lah. All right, so this has been the Wayang Crew. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next week. On behalf of my co-hosts Del and Khai, I'd like to thank you and bye.